Messi's first month with Inter Miami was an incredible success, directly contributing in all of the 7 games he played in the 2023 Leagues Cup. A 50% goal contribution with a total of 10 goals and 1 assist, ultimately winning his first trophy in the United States, and maybe many more to come with Inter Miami. Before Messi's transfer to Florida, Inter Miami was a struggling side, in the bottom of the Eastern Conference of the MLS, and the last team in the overall table, ranked 29th when converging both the Eastern and the Western conferences. In 22 MLS games, they managed to only win 5 games, drew in 3, and lost 14 games, a 63% loss rate and only a 22% win rate. A total of 18 points earned in those 22 games, averaging less than 1 point per game, 0.81 points to be precise. Miami scored 22 goals, an average of 1 goal per game, and conceded 36 goals, averaging 1.63 goals conceded per game. The 4th worst attack and the 3rd worst defense in the MLS out of 29 teams. So how much did Messi's arrival influence Inter Miami's results? Well, in just 7 games, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 0 losses, a 71% win rate. They managed to score 22 goals, averaging 3.14 goals per game, and only conceding 8 goals, 1.14 per game. So in less than a month, Miami improved both offensively and defensively. The team scored 3 times more and conceded 40% less goals. In the 7 games Messi played for Miami, they faced top, mid, and bottom of the table teams of different strengths and weaknesses. The first game was against Cruz Azul from Mexico, who finished last season 7th of the table, a close game between the 2 teams that would have went to penalties if it wasn't for Messi's brilliant last-minute free kick. The Mexican team was definitely more dangerous in both halves with more attempts on goal, but Messi's entrance in the 54th minute gave Miami a lead in ball possession from 45% in the first half to 60% in the second half. Drake Callender was Miami's and the best player of the game with a total of 7 saves. The second game was against Atlanta, ranked 8th out of 29 in the current MLS season, a relatively stronger team. However, the record in the last 10 games with 5 losses might be the beginning of their downward spiral. With Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, and co., Miami, the worst team in the MLS, managed a score of 4-0. They absolutely dominated the game in both halves with a 61% ball possession. The last time Miami had a similar score was 18 months ago in a friendly game against the Peruvian side Universitario. Messi with 3 direct goal contributions and 1 indirect goal contribution, making him one of the 3 key players of this win with Robert Taylor and Drake Callender. Now, before moving on to the round of 16, I want to emphasize a few points about Messi's current playstyle. Messi tries to impact the game while doing the least amount of effort. With him being 36 years of age, it's only logical to conserve some energy for the next game to have a more consistent output throughout the season. And he has been doing it for most of his career at varying degrees. That's why you see him walk more than jog, run, or sprint, especially for a player who is more technical than physical. It's important to keep in mind that when a player expands a lot of energy and as the match gets closer to the final whistle, he loses on some of his technical abilities as he gets fatigued. Walking is also another trick Messi uses to make the opposing defenders lose track of him. Think of it like camouflage. When you've been playing football for your whole life at the highest level possible, why run around like a headless chicken when you know the right moment and when to make an impact on the match? Moving on to the third game, which was against Orlando City, a top 5 team in the MLS who got absolutely dominated by Messi's team. 67% possession for Miami, Messi scoring 2 goals and giving the penalty to Josef Martinez. The fourth game was one of the tougher ones, probably the second hardest game of the tournament for Miami against FC Dallas, who are currently a mid-table team. The game was a close one, in both possession, shots attempted, and in goals scored, 4-4. Messi was involved in all of them, 2 goals, 1 pre-assist, and an own goal by Dallas's defender Farfan from a Messi cross. Eventually, Miami won in penalties 5-3. The quarterfinal was against Charlotte FC, ranked 23rd out of 29, with the weakest defense in the MLS with 40 goals conceded in only 23 games. It was a walk in the park for Miami, who netted 4 goals to nil. Now, my takeaway from these games is that Messi is playing more as a traditional number 10, not as a right winger or a deep line forward / midfielder or even as a false 9. We got Joseph Martinez or Campana taking on the striker role, DeAndre Yedlin, Miami's right back, having full freedom on the right wing, with Dixon Arroyo, Miami's right midfielder, staying back, covering for Yedlin's forward runs. Miami's left side is more offensively active, with all of its players being involved in the final third. Jordi Alba, Benjamin Kremeski, and Robert Taylor all have a total of 50% goal contributions in the League's Cup. In the semifinal, Miami faced Philadelphia, a team that hasn't lost in its last 7 games. Ranked 3rd in the MLS, last game between the two teams was on June 25th, which saw Philly overpower the Floridians with 4-1. But this time, Inter Miami had Messi and co. on its side, who were up to the task and conquered Philadelphia with a score of 4-1. The first Miami goal came from a small yet deadly mistake from the Philadelphia attackers, who were mostly instructed to only apply pressure on Sergio Busquets, which gave Serhii Krivtsov all the time in the world to easily give a 50-yard long pass to Joseph Martinez, who took advantage of the badly positioned Philadelphia goalkeeper who wasn't expecting such a pass to score the first goal. The second goal was mostly due to Messi magic, Leo attempting a 31-meter low-driven shot on the far post of the goalkeeper. No one expected such an attempt from Messi, which led to Miami's second goal. The third goal was the final nail in the coffin, a major mistake from the Philadelphia defender Lowe, who wasn't in sync with the defensive line, which led to a pass from Robert Taylor to Jordi Alba, ending into a 1v1 with the keeper and a goal for Inter Miami. At halftime, Miami bagged 3 clean goals against Philadelphia in their own backyard, a side that has only lost once in its last 28 home games. I think the biggest takeaway for Philadelphia in this game is to not draft a composition with 3 defenders who get no defensive support whatsoever from their wingers against a Messi side ever again, if they want to have a chance at winning. Because just look at the 4th goal, it's literally a 3v4, like, who are we kidding here? Now to the final, versus Nashville City, ranked 6th in the MLS with the best defense in the league, conceding less than a goal per game. Think of them as the Atletico Madrid of the MLS. This was the hardest game that Miami has played until now. Compared to all the other teams Miami faced in the League's Cup, Nashville has the best zonal defensive marking I have seen. Their attackers are the best at applying pressure on Miami's defenders. Little to no defensive mistakes, as even though Miami had approximately 60% possession over the ball, they could only convert that effort to a total of 6 shots. Miami's only goal came from Messi's pure genius with a few touches in a small square area, defeating a defender in the blink of an eye and finding the net between all those legs in the top right bin. Gotta also give some credit to Robert Taylor's 1-2 play with Joseph Martinez that led to the goal. In the second half, Nashville are awarded a corner kick at the 57th minute. This is their area of expertise, and of course they score a goal after a small blunder by Callender. In the latter half of the second half, Miami did look lost. It's as if they didn't know what to do. Well, I can't complain about Tata Martino yet, but I gotta say, he took his time with substitutions. Joseph Martinez and Dixon Arroyo were the weakest links for Miami and were eventually and rightfully subbed in the last 25 and 10 minutes of the game. Now, when playing against your average park-the-bus team, you gotta have a strong, tall striker to help with receiving long passes from defenders, to switch up play, and to better convert crosses coming from the wings, as one of the best ways to unlock a defense is to stretch it out horizontally. Now, Arroyo is a defensive-minded midfielder. One of the things I noticed was that Miami's right side was a little underwhelming. I'm not including Messi in the right side because he is playing more of a free role. Tata Martino has to find a solution. A midfielder that can help Miami keep possession for longer times and ease the transition of the ball from the defense to the attack, which will both help Yedlin's runs on the right wing and either one of the strikers, Martinez or Campana, to find better goal-scoring opportunities. And that same midfielder will also have some defensive obligations. So basically a midfielder who is both technically and physically gifted, which is not an easy task finding someone with those characteristics. As we all know, the game went to penalties, from which Inter Miami was crowned first champions of the League's Cup. My top 3 Miami players will go to Lionel Messi, Robert Taylor and Drake Callender. And as usual, Messi was awarded the tourney's best player and the top goal scorer awards, with Drake Callender winning the best keeper award. Now, and most importantly, can Messi and co qualify to the MLS's knockout stage with only 12 games left in the round robin, knowing that Inter Miami is at the bottom of the table? Only time will tell us. If you reach this point in the video, please don't forget to subscribe to Zeoball, tell me in the comments how you feel about Inter Miami, and don't forget to check out my Instagram, where I'll be posting exclusive content in the next few days, and stay tuned for even greater content that's coming up on Zeoball. Thanks for watching and have a great day.